Hi, I'm Mrs. Jones, and I created a syllabus to help students understand what is being expected of them throughout this school year. The first thing I want to go through is what you need to pass for the year. Okay. So you need all of the requirements below to pass for the year, not some of them, not one item or two item. You need to be able to check off all four of these items. So you need a 70 or better in Power School. You need an 80 or better for each of your Alex goals. There's 5 goals total, so each goal must be mastered at 80%. You need to score a 70% or better on all of your DSAs, and you need to be on or ahead of all of the PACE benchmarks. Okay, now let me explain what those benchmarks are. You are supposed to complete 80% of goal one by November 13th. There's 54 topics. You need to complete at least 44 or master at least 44 of those topics in order to be at 80% of goal one. For goal two, you need to master 130 topics out of the entire 162 topics to be at a minimum of 80%. And for goal three, you need to master at least 33 topics out of the 41 topics to be at 80% by April 1st. And you get the idea for goal four and goal five. Okay. So these are the benchmarks that you're supposed to be making. If you are not making these benchmarks, it means that you need to go above and beyond to catch up and get back on pace. All right. So, your Power School grade. Your Power School grade is constructed by all of the following. Okay. Remember, your Power School grade is supposed to be at 70% or better. So, 30% of your grade is made up of tests. Those are called DSAs and Alex. 30% is made from quizzes. I take your quiz grades from knowledge checks. Okay. So, if you see that you are at more than 10 topics, request a knowledge check so that you can get that quiz grade put in. Performance tasks are 20%. Homework is 10%. Those are the Alex assignments that I create. And classwork is 10%. And your classwork grade is constructed by learning at least 10 topics minimum each week. Given the nature of the school year, I have not assigned a performance task yet because that is a more rigorous task that requires more support. And I haven't been able to reach students in the same capacity. However, performance tasks are required and will be assigned as the year progresses. So I say learn a minimum of 10 topics. By learning the minimum of 10 topics, by learning the minimum of 10 topics, you get a grade of an 80%. Okay. Now, for students who go above and beyond the 80%, you can earn, I'm sorry, beyond learning 10 topics, you can earn more than 80%. You can earn up to a grade for 100 points for for learning at least 20 topics in a week. So, learning the minimum of 10 gets you an 80%, and this shows you how your grade is broken down week by week based off of what you learned. When you have a knowledge check, I will look at how many topics you mastered. Okay. To earn a good score on a knowledge check, you want to master at least 10 topics. Okay, that will get you an 80% if you master at least 10 topics to make sure that you are keeping up with pace and not in danger of falling behind. Your grade for your DSA's homework and classwork are all comprised of the number of problems correct divided by the total number of problems in the assignment. For example, a DSA has 10 questions. If you got 7 out of the 10 correct, that means that your grade would be a 70% for that DSA. Performance tasks each have their own individualized rubric. Okay, so what do you need to do each and every week? No matter what, this is what's expected each week. You need to learn a minimum of 10 topics in Alex. That is 10% of your classwork grade. You need to complete at least one knowledge check. Now, keep in mind, you can't get a knowledge check unless you learned topics. So, learn the topics so that you can get your knowledge check because your knowledge check is a quiz grade that is 30% of your grade. And then you will also have miscellaneous assignments. It might be a performance task, it might be a homework assignment, it might be a DSA. You should be reviewing this week by week to see what assignments those are. So I've updated this to include the last 4 weeks of this marking quarter so everybody knows what to expect. Do the first week that we get back, January 8th, by January 8th, you will need 10 topics learned, a knowledge check, and watch and review the Ed Puzzle DSA 1.1 review, and completed the assignment 1.1 review. Why? Because due the following week, ending January 15th, not only will you have to learn an additional 10 topics and have another quiz grade, you will also have a test grade that week. You will be taking your DSA 1.1. Now, this DSA 1.1 will not unlock unless you've completed the review homework assignment. And you can read here your following assignments for week 3 and week 4. So this is what you need to complete each week for the rest of this marking quarter. If you have any additional info or if there's any exceptions, students who master more than 10 topics per week to finish early. For example, somebody who's mastering, say, 15 to 20 topics a week will likely finish what's required of them earlier in the school year. And since they finished earlier, they will be exempt from having to do knowledge checks later on. If they do their work now, they can rest later. Students who successfully complete goals earlier than the rest of their peers may also take their DSAs ahead of the scheduled time. If you have any questions or need any special extensions, you can email me at danielle.jones@cttech.org, or you can reach me on Parent Square. I hope this helps. Bye.